Greetings, I'm Les.
And I am setting a timer because I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
All right.
How scandalous. You monitoring your work all the time. You just must be the more balanced one, mustn't you? Mustn't you?
I am so much the adult here in this relationship. None of you guys have any idea.
Every other viewer is less mature than Scandal.
I still really think it's funny when we've gone out and we've been either like grocery shopping or whatever else, we're just talking or having fun. People are like, "Oh, is that your sibling? Oh, is that your parent?" And it's really bad.
There's been a fairly consistent experience of one or the other of us getting mistaken for the parent of the other one, which is hilarious because that says nothing about how we look. Going, so today I'm the one old enough to have parented this one, and tomorrow you're the one old enough to have parented me.
And I'm like, you're
How
just
does
judging
that
me because
work?
I'm short. If I'm gonna take out your kneecaps, man, you better at least look me in the face while I do
think
it.
it might just depend on who's wearing the heels that day. Like, it really might. Who's got the taller shoes on or who's slouching.
Right?
Going, you're the taller one. You must be the adult. Or it could be like a hairstyle thing we're not aware of going, you look
Maybe?
more mature today. Who knows?
I don't know. I am immature, so it's my life.
Why did no one tell me?
I'm sorry.
Really?
I didn't mean to hide it from you.
Okay, so I had a theory about this that I was laughing my butt off. So I have
God.
said that procrastination can happen indefinitely. People argue that it can't, but I've argued that it can. They could have just put off for 20 years telling her about this. Like, she's an infant. Obviously, we don't need to tell her she's a baby.
Right.
She's a toddler. It's not important to her what she's going to be married to when she's older. Oh, it's grade school. We'll get to it very shortly. Well, middle school is really stressful. We'll get to it. We'll just, and you just sort of keep putting it off slowly. And then you realize, we've procrastinated telling her that she's going to have to marry a dragon for 20 years. We are really good procrastinators. Have we done anything else in our life? Did we get other things done?
We should talk to her about this. No, what we need to do right now is the laundry.
What we really need to do is look at our other goals and see if we've done anything with
These
our
people
lives.
are incredibly successful in every other field except this one. Maybe it's also, though, a sign that they're deeply uncomfortable with basically this social structure, the social agreement.
I wanted a child so badly. Shit, it's the child. Oh, God, what am I going to do now? You know what? Dissociate into work. Workaholism sounds great!
Like,
Yay!
damn, I'm also like, why are we...
Grandpa, you tell her, Grandpa, I'll get to it soon, I
That's
promise.
why your parents are never around, my dear. They are off, working their asses off out of basically some weird sense of self-preservation, which is more about really them than about you, and it's probably affected you negatively, and I apologize for that.
But you didn't mean to hide it from me.
I guess I felt I should wait until you were old enough to understand.
See, my theory of just going, no, they're not quite ready yet. Not quite ready yet. Shit, we missed it.
And also, though, past the point, maybe there's level 2 of going like, that could be extremely belittling. Waiting until you were ready for it, and just, you were never ready, honey. Like, I've gotten that from my parents on a couple of things of going, well, you just never seemed like you were ready or wanted to talk about it. And it's like, you really did just pull the whole thing. If I don't have a positive to neutral response to you bringing up the subject, then we can never have this conversation, which is incredibly manipulative and incredibly controlling.
There's an unfortunate level of gatekeeping that both of us have encountered, wherein if somebody is trying to have a conversation with you about something they find uncomfortable, if you react negatively to it, they shut the conversation down completely. So if you have any kind of emotional reaction to it that makes them uncomfortable about the thing they're uncomfortable with, they go, I'm not going to interact with you anymore because I'm made uncomfortable. And while they are trying to protect their own discomfort, they're also completely devaluing your peace in this thing.
And saying you're not allowed to have your experience, your reaction. Sometimes it's really one of those things of going, look, you're allowed to have your response, absolutely. What we need to do is that this still needs to get discussed.
You need to put up good boundaries, like Brene Brown talks about in Dare to Lead, which Brene Brown's books are really cool. I love them. They're nonfiction. They're about being vulnerable and what vulnerability is, which I love. She talks about how in any emotional confrontation or situation, you need to set up boundaries.
Right.
You're allowed to be sad, but you may not lash out aggressively. You're allowed to be unhappy, but you may not, attack other people or scream. These are the kinds of boundaries. You may cry if you need to, but again, you can't throw things. And so it's really, you go, I know you might have a reaction to this and I might not like it, but as long as I know what's allowed and what's not allowed, and you can agree to these terms beforehand as a group or as an individual, then we can both feel safe.
But also that usually, involves that you kind of already know what the subject's going to be.
Not necessarily.
Like sometimes, like I feel like for some of that stuff, yeah, there's some stuff you just can't go going like, look, this is an intensive situation. But still, there's some situations where you're just like, you already know, and everybody's already basically
context.
on edge because of that.
Yeah, and a lot of it does require context. These are tools for people who work together regularly or who work together under a structured context.
Right.
But they also work really well in interpersonal relationships, such as friendship relationships and romantic ones.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. It's getting cold out here. I know all these boys are hot, but that doesn't mean crap for you. So let's get inside and let's get you some hot cocoa and let's get you some stereotypical anime overskirt, overdress things.
And you know what I have realized? Have you noticed that my clothes are torn and that none of them have offered me a jacket? Are you shitting on them passively in a way of going, well, it's cold out here and Small's half naked and none of you have done anything about it?
Honestly, good shade, Grandpa.
Good job.
Shade.
Well done.
How about we all go inside and talk, and also Small can change clothes and actually get other clothes on.
You're going to let them in while I get changed? It's a small apartment, Grandpa. I'll feel uncomfortable. And they've already displayed, at least 2 of them, that they're really bad at boundaries.
And also are incredibly invasive. Of course.
All right.
They came all this way, Small. We're going to be polite hosts, even if it frickin' kills us / hurts us.
I'm just gonna trust that you are also a part of a line of dragon slayers since I'm related to you, and if they get off of their rockers, you can just murder them flat out.
That would be great.
Okay, Grandpa,
and then World War
you.
starts again because some old dude murdered all 3 heads of... I'm assuming, honestly, that Rye's like the light head, like light dragon ruler, or the diamond ruler of I have no idea. I'm just guessing here for elements.
He's very down to earth.
There's very goldy.
I know, I don't know.
I don't know, but he just murdered all of them though, and they're like, and war has returned.
And he's like, but I protected my grandchild. All right, I'm getting out my spear and I'm going for it. All right.
Let's do it.
Fine, Grandpa, bring them in the house, but murder them if they're stupid. Unbelievable. I've just gotten the biggest emotional shock of my life, but he cares more about being polite right now. And also, I really do need to change my clothes. I'd honestly like a shower to get all this off of me, but I don't know if I'm comfortable doing that with them here.
Honestly, sometimes being polite can be one of the weirdest ways to disarm people.
It can.
Where they're like, I'm being incredibly aggressive, and you're just like, oh, thank you very much. Wow, I really appreciate that thing. And some people are just like, what?
And your leadership skills can set the emotional tone that they will follow. It's amazing. Other people freaking out around you, and you just go, what I'm going to do is maintain calm. Not that false calm of we will be calm, but just really like, none of this phases me. This is fine. And people will just follow your emotional tone. Like they will start following you because it's really cool. It just works. You just have to have presence and set the emotional tone. This cheery little music is hilarious. Though I have noticed that in listening to these recordings afterwards, the biggest thing that comes through is that tapping, clicking sound, and I wondered what it was for the longest time. Going, there's just this massive amount of like clicking, snapping in our video. It's the music for the game. Welcome to our humble abode.
You mean me reading my own line that you
Sorry.
just walked off with?
I did. Go ahead.
Please make yourselves comfortable.
And don't steal my beautiful Argyle sweaters. They're in the house. I'm just so entertained.
Your house is really...
So you have to realize that I'm not used to any of the finer things in life, so don't overwhelm me, okay?
Okay, hang on. I wanted to figure something. Damn. Hang on.
What?
All right, go ahead.
Trying to count?
Yeah, I was trying to count belts.
All right,
it's very important. We'll get back to Dylan in a minute.
He'll get another line and you can count his belts. Tiny.
I think it's cozy. I'll make some tea. There's so much I want to ask you, boys. How are the dragons doing? Are things going well back home? I can see you guys have a lot to talk about. So I guess I should get going. But I'll be back tomorrow to check on all of you.
Poor thing, he's trying so hard. Like, Rye, you're not a normal boy. I appreciate that you've taken time to engage in our interests and actually to, like, some degree, live a parallel experience of a writer and go, I have paid attention to what you care about and tried to connect to it, which is your world. But, like, I don't know. Anyway.
After all, I happen to know a lot about dragon mythology. I would be happy to give any advice I can.
Thanks. Apparently we're standing over here in the doorway. It's fine. That's why you moved over here to us.
Like afraid, like hovering in the doorway, still waiting, going...
We let everyone in and we just stood by the doorway going, if it gets stupid, I can just bolt out into the street where it's less stupid.
I'm waiting. Bye, everyone!
I see Rye off before returning to our two strangely intriguing guests. And then walking right the fuck past them, sidestepping like a crab.
Hello,
to
goodbye.
my bedroom to put on not destroyed clothing.
Goodbye.
And I immediately, since they've been staring at me so much, put on a big baggy hoodie and some really comfy jeans and some ratty old sneakers. And I walk out going, hi! Who's still talking about marriage?
Hi, who's with me? Will you join us, Small?
No, I'm getting changed
Wait,
first.
Stop. I want to count.
Okay.
Hang on.
So belts.
2.
So you got 4 with the wrists.
4, 6, 8. He's got 8.
So I see 8.
1, 2, yep, 3, 4, yep, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unless
Yep.
he has ones lower
I love
or somewhere
that
else.
basically they're instead of like, cufflinks, so he's got belt cuffs.
Uh-huh.
Or cuff belts.
Oh, God.
Would you like to go to the store? Let's go to Hot Topic and
I'm
buy some
also
cuff belts.
really loving the fact that he has a goddamn chain on top of, like, underneath the belts.
He does.
He's like, so I was like, all right. So
my
I'm gonna
wallet chain under my cod belts.
My cod belt. Yes. Also,
It's
he's
fun.
got another pocket watch chain, which is just hilarious. I'm like, you just like chain.
Except for this is a decorative chain because it's like hooked on. It's not
I
actually
know!
to a pocket watch.
You're like, what the hell?
Like, you don't even have the functional pocket watch. You're going back and forth between silver and gold, and you can't make up your mind. It's kind of fun, but it's also a little bit like
It feels
it's
very
not-
disjointed.
It's a little bit disjointed. Like you put on pieces of 2 different costumes together.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, damn it, you should have just committed to the silver. You're fine.
It's fine. I mean, if he had some gold around his face, I think it would pull it all together.
That's true.
But-
Like, because it feels very
Like it's
unbalanced.
almost there, but not quite. Like if he had like maybe a gold thing like in his hair next to his face,
Right.
that would sort of bring it all
Or
the
like,
way up.
the little hair tie thingy should have been gold. That
Uh-huh.
could have worked fine.
I think I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what color they're actually supposed to be with
No,
the shine.
they look very silvery.
I say, but if you like down here, he's got a ton of silver around the groin area. If the chain was gold, like that might pull it all together. Like it's just missing a little bit
Right.
from being a full concept. Yes, I can do this. Yes, you must sit next to me, or in my lap. I'm not sitting on your damn belt buckles, sir.
Ouch.
How? Ow.
Is that your buckle, or are you just... Ow! It's your buckle! Ow!
Is that your belt buckle, or damn, dude, are you made of rock? Whichever you prefer. Phoenix laughs heartily, while Dylan shakes his head in embarrassment. Thanks, but I'm tired.
Goodbye.
And I don't really want to sit on or next to anybody. Besides, you guys will take up the whole couch by yourselves.
I know, you're huge.
And the couch is very small.
Bye.
I'm going to bed. You know what?
Pointedly, goodbye.
If this is a 2-bedroom apartment, I bet you my grandpa gave me the master room out of guilt for lack of my parents, so I probably have my own bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I am going to shower first, so screw all of you.
Oh, come on, Small. Can't you stay a moment, Small? They traveled all this way to see you, after all. Small. I actually was waiting for that, going like that.
That's the part that's weirding me out.
It is a little strange.
I'm not ready to face any of this yet. Grandpa, you've given me like 2 minutes between you are to be married to a dragon prince or princess with nondescript commas. And now, be chill with this.
You'll be fine.
It's been a long day.
I also was just
I
literally...
met one of my writing heroes. I almost got run over by a car. I've had 3 marriage proposals. I've been told that my whole identity is a lie and that my parents and you are the most disorganized, procrastinating people in the world and don't really respect my identity in reference to sharing it with me. And it's just a lot to process. And also I'm still having a hormone thing of going, you know what, hot guys. And I like being validated by the experience of hot guys, even if they're freaking weird. So all of that together is a lot to deal with.
But also going, do I like being wanted by the hot guys?
Or do I like
Or do I like the hot guys?
Do I like the hot guys? Do I like the experience of being wanted and feeling valid? Or am I actually attracted to any of these people? Or do I like the social status that they might imply, which then implies I have value because I'm insecure in some ways, even as I am assertive successfully? There'll be plenty of time to talk tomorrow. That's the day they were supposed to come anyway, so it's not like they didn't plan to be here.
Rude.
Good night to all of you.
Goodbye.
A dragon slayer Princess?
All right, I expected to have 90 million
look,
dragon
I
paraphernalia
do
bits
have-
all over the walls.
I do have the master bedroom. See how big this is?
That's a huge room.
He gave me the master bedroom in the 2-bedroom apartment.
Nice.
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 Not good compensation. Do not compensate for emotional neglect with substance.
Ah!
Oh my god. Giving me gifts of space and things does not fix it. That comforter looks super comfy.
It really does.
What does that even mean? And what kind of peace pact forces a girl to marry someone she's never met? I mean, honestly, it didn't say it had to be someone I never met. It just said I had to be someone in this particular line of royal dragons. Theoretically, if I knew who I was, I could have gone and met them beforehand. They just couldn't have proposed until now.
Also, though, wouldn't that still cause some sort of weird division in regards to, we're going to marry the dragons, except that what we mean is you're going to marry a specific kingdom's dragon, unless you're in it with some weird polyamorous
so the
relationship.
way it's gonna go, as far as I can tell, is they said you were going to marry their entire kingdom. Oh, I mean, okay, so, but is that the peace between humans and dragons will be maintained. Dragons do whatever the fuck they want on their own turf against each other, but it maintains it between all of them and the humans.
Because the dragons, because I was going to say, clearly the dragons are still fighting. You have the water prince and literally the fire prince.
We will be set up stronger than each other.
Yeah, like that is actually a legit problem, and going, okay, so we're going to bring you here, and then you might just get killed as a part of a conflict, or that kingdom honestly might be subsumed into the other one.
What is this weird little photo of like two people barely on the edge of the frame? Like, what even is that?
I thought it was actually a really interesting little like tree silhouette or something.
Oh, right, like the abstract, like vase art thing. Yeah, all right. So yeah, you don't actually necessarily have to marry someone you've never met, and also it only says they can propose at that age. So you don't have to accept a proposal, but again, if you'd have known about your heritage, in theory, you could have met them, or met more of them. You might not know. There could be like 15 dragon kingdoms, and the other ones have been polite and haven't shown up yet.
Can you imagine how wild that game would get?
The next day,
the Arcana Dragon Edition.
The Dracana.
The Dracana.
Ooh. Sigh. Grandpa seems to really like Phoenix and Dylan, or at least
he's just being
really excited about them, and the fact that he won't have to have this weight hanging over his head, or the presence of me, who's really just some kind of fate-oriented bargaining chip for peace, sitting in his space. What about me?
What about Grandma? What about Mom? What about Dad? What do they think about these things?
Let's talk about me. Talk about I. Talk about number one. Oh my. Oh, don't my feelings matter too? I look around the room, feeling restless. It looks a little like a hotel room now that I have 2 curtained windows set up that way.
I was gonna say,
but it's fine. Do we live in a hotel-style apartment? Are we week-to-week income?
I don't know.
Are we okay?
I mean, this again might be they're drawing what they know, or they're using the pictures that they have to do what they know. So this is more...
Okay, those top 2 drawers are useless. They are so narrow. What do you store in there even? I have to ask.
Abra.
Nope. Panties laid flat, unfolded. Whoop, there they go. I put 4 pairs in there. Done.
And that's it.
That's the whole drawer.
Aha!
All right. I look around the room feeling restless. I've always hated those 2 useless drawers. Damn it. Why have I never asked to switch out this dresser? I need something to occupy my mind. If you're a writer...
Writing.
Okay, I'm like, if you're a writer on an internet platform, where's your laptop? Do you keep it in the drawer, always put away? That's a high level of organization and planning.
That I would have never expected.
Also, the little bench is a little random for your room.
I'm going to keep walking.
Where's your laptop, dear? Also, I like your books. Are those manga? I'm super curious. And the one, like, test score thing you have up there, like, wow.
I kept it from my last
Call my
year.
parents, do some writing. Okay, I want to call my parents and find out what their reasoning is.
That's
what I
want
to do. Like, we've done writing, I'm going to call my parents. I need to talk to my mom and dad. I need to know why they kept this from me and why they're as disorganized as Grandpa.
I love it. They're not dead.
I know.
I was like,
we're not an orphan.
Yay!
We're neglected, but not orphaned.
Hey.
I know they're busy, but they could have said something at some point in my life, and if they'd have started young, it'd have just been normal for me, to be honest.
Right?
Or do they just not care enough? I dial Mom's number first, but I can't get through. I was going to say, I bet we won't be able to reach either of them. Unfortunately, it's the same with Dad's phone. Time to write! As archaeologists, their work often takes them to far-flung places with really different time zones.
They're archaeologists? Wow.
Places with really bad reception as well. Okay, that also makes
That's
sense.
very realistic.
Oh, well, I will just text them instead.
Good.
Excellent.
Thank God. I hate it where characters like, I can't
give
get a
up.
Oh God, I hated that Meowie Beast Boys going, I can't get a hold of them. Have you texted them? Have you texted them a lot?
Have you emailed? Have you tried calling anyone else they know? Have you done anything?
Like, damn.
No. I sent him one text 2 weeks ago and he hasn't gotten back to me. So I just assume he's ghosting me. Oh my God, he could have just missed it or forgotten about it, or the notification went away when he opened his phone for something
Or it
else.
wasn't delivered.
Yep, any number of things. Please call me ASAP. Ah!
Please.
Plus,
Pulse come ASAP.
yes, I would say that's cute. I like that though. Like, I'm again going, this character is more assertive than a lot of the blank slate characters I've seen, and I kind of like that.
They're
Even
actually
if
more of a
she's-
character.
Yeah, she's more of a, I have a distinctive personality of some kind going, I'm going to choose to do things and not be completely passive.
Right.
Knowing them, it might be days before they see my text though. Oh, sorry, just 2 knocks. I'm always doing that. Come in.
That's because even the sound bite goes knock, knock, knock.
It does, it's true.
Like, they can't
I always
even-
follow the soundbite and not the text. It's fine.
That's a, hey, Small, are you okay?
Aside...
Is this going to be condescending? Because I might be condescending.
No, I think he's just trying to be benign. Aside from the fact that there were 2 lunatics in my house, and I can't even enjoy the fact that I met my favorite writer in the world and thought he was hot and got a fluttery, young person's crush that is fun, even if it doesn't go anywhere. I guess I'm fine.
I know this isn't easy for you, but please try to be open about this.
It'll be war between Earth and dragons if you don't.
And you know who's going to win?
The
Not us.
You know how badly out of practice all of us dragon slayers are? We've just gotten very used to this peace treaty.
So make it convenient for us, damn you.
So you know what? Stick with the plan. You are literally a bargaining chip and not a person at this point. Think of the greater good. The
My
greater
child.
good is that we're not going to have to think about presidents or the economy or even the apocalypse if the dragons come and eat us all.
Is that why you didn't frickin' tell me anything about this, so I wasn't prepared for it, and so I couldn't plan for it, and so I couldn't put it into my life, so I couldn't be skilled or good at this, or something that I could come to terms with on my own, in my own time over my whole life before this point? Or are you just an asshole?
Or that I wouldn't be able to reject this identity because I got time to think about it?
Think about what Phoenix and Dylan must be feeling right now. I mean, that kid looks like a ripoff of Sephiroth, and the other one just is sort of sad.
And clueless. Really clueless.
Really clueless and gay, but that's okay. We are all supportive here, and that's fine. I love their particular setup. He just was like, I'm gay, and the entire kingdom was all for it. And he's just like, I can get married, and that's so cool, but I still have my boyfriend.
And I'm still here to do my duty by my dragon people. And the other one, he's clearly higher class than you are and thinks your whole world is insane. And nonetheless, he thinks you'd be a great addition to his kingdom.
So you should be flattered, because
should.
clearly you're a piece of shit.
Because someone that
God, it's
snobbish, someone with that level of snobbery who still wants you, man, he must see something important in you for sure. I mean, his level of, dedication to his people and to this pact, it's gotta be
Small
admirable on its own.
You are such a jerk, Grandpa.
Grandpa, do you know that you ramble when you get nervous and you say stupid things? You've done
Well,
it my
you know
whole
what?
life.
You called them like they were from a mental institution. I got that from you. Okay, fair.
The impulsive poor labeling of going, are you a homeless, insane person? Is that what a doctor looks like with 11 belts on? Ha! That's you, Grandpa. I'm modeling you when you panic. Thanks.
Because I've only really lived around you, and you've gotten more and more sort of edgy ever since Grandma died.
Here it
and
is.
Like, damn. They're in an unfamiliar world, trying to do their duty to their people.
That's
Phoenix
actually-
really misses his boyfriend.
Like, damn!
Like, damn!
And he's also like, you wear the most boring clothes ever. Can I redress you immediately? Here, start by wearing my necklace. That might help.
God, let's fix it.
Let's just do it. That's actually so much more aware than I'm used to in a lot of these games, and
It's
so
true.
much more actual explanation of things. He actually feels a little more like a character than most of the side characters ever do.
But the problem is
Nothing
that
gets
gets
good.
used. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're going
I'm
like
saying
it gets
the bar's a little higher.
higher, right,
a little
right.
higher.
Because the thing is you have to think about that particular basically info. Going, you have to think about them, and it's like You asshole! I had no setup. I had no preparation. I had nothing.
Also,
I don't care. I am basically.
Do
then in
you
the
love
same...
me as your granddaughter, as your grandchild, as someone you have raised as mostly my parent? Why aren't you
Or
thinking
even
about
do you
my
just
feelings?
care about me in the sense of like you care about another person? You don't have to love me as your
you don't.
grandchild.
Right. But like
It's
going,
actually...
do you have caring compassion for me, and are you sympathetic to me and the news that I've heard, or are you really having essentially a fandom context problem of going, I've known about this your whole life, so even though you haven't, I assume it's not a big deal because I'm not having a strong reaction to it anymore.
Well, you know, when the man and the woman, they meet each other in the movie and they just sort of know, they wink at each other in one scene, you just know in the fandom context that is the heterosexual world, they're just gonna get together without any context or
relationship
setup
building, any
or
connection, anything in common.
because all that's implied.
Clearly, Small, you do want a boyfriend, so there's a couple for you that are good options now.
Ta-da! Perhaps we should give them a chance.
Wait, you're gonna marry one of them too?
I can't have babies and I'm gonna die in the next 5 years for multiple sclerosis. What do you want?
But you said we should give them a chance. What kind of a chance are you giving them?
I'm trying to make this a we thing.
You're using a
It's
false team mentality as a leader, aren't you? Damn it! You know what? That's like my manager coming in and going, all right, team, here's what we're going to do. And then they go back to their office when everything that they listed in the we're going to do list doesn't have to do with the support they're actually doing in the office of planning, organizing, setting up the team. They don't include themselves at all, even if they are working, when they are actually working, because managers are important. But they use a false team mentality to make you all feel connected to them when they're really on a different tier doing something disconnected.
So Liz has totally dealt with this before.
I'm
It's been very irritating, and I've noticed it every time, and I hate it.
Maybe I've been seeing things only from my own perspective. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed that I'm not having time to process this. I've always trusted Grandpa before, even though he makes the weirdest connections and he really does freak out vocally when he's stressed out. I suppose it couldn't hurt to trust him right now. Okay, Grandpa, I'll try, but I do need to get changed, okay?
I'm so happy.
I'm glad to hear it.
You know, you sort of remind me of that, like, if you had black hair and you were 30 years younger, Yakuza mob boss.
You really could be.
I feel it.
Especially since I've invited Phoenix and Dylan to stay. They're going to stay in my room with me.
That's the kind of chance I'm giving them. It's a small room and a small bed will be very cozy.
Dylan, why do humans sleep like this?
Is this really how humans sleep? This is the human custom of sleeping. Fine.
Phoenix, I love it! The whole bed is mine!
Phoenix, perfect. I'll be on the bottom, and then I'll be on the top, and then I'll be in the middle, and you know what? It's really good for temperature control. I could do it.
I love it.
I love it. The small beds are so charming. It never occurred to me that you would have this kind of a human sleeping custom. I should try it out at home. I'll put Small and 4 of my boyfriends in a tiny little bed, and we'll see what happens.
Hey!
It'll be great. What? On that tiny couch that they can't even sit on shoulder to shoulder? Oh, you said in your bed. Wait, what? Oh, that wasn't part of the deal that we didn't make just now.
Sorry, Small. You've just got to deal with the inevitable crushing defeat of life and everything it's going to throw at you in regards to jobs and monetary value.
I'm a legal adult, Grandpa.
No, my child, you still live under my roof. You're garbage. Honestly, the thing that I think is actually kind of interesting about this is, so within a United States audience, I will say, since that's what the audience we're coming from, this is actually kind of interesting for both of us, because I left home when I was 18, and I don't remember when
I was 19.
You were 19.
I was a little slower.
But it's like, there's more of a culture here to leave home.
Yes.
And in other countries, actually, some people even talked about it. I've seen long conversations of just being like, my God, I don't know how anybody ever survives on their own. Like, I've lived with my family, and I'm like 27, 28. And some people going, God, you sound so lazy, from the United States in response to them. And they're like, but it works out so well. You don't have to worry about rent in the same way. You don't have to worry about bills.
You can set yourself up better once
you get more
a job.
education. You get
more. But for me, like, I got a job. Well, I got an unofficial job when I was like 13. Cleaning houses, doing daycare, that kind of thing. And at that point, it was really like you're learning to do the workforce. Then you get your sort of real jobs, more like 16. Right. And then you're supposed to be financially ready to leave. And like a lot of my friends left home at 18 and never went back. And I never went back. And my mom actually had a weird experience where both of her children successfully launched and left and never came back. And then there was this strong empty nest syndrome because she was a single mom. going, what am I doing with my life now?
Right.
And anyway, though, but yeah, it's this experience of going, I was actually thinking of like the school loan experience and like car insurance and stuff, and going, you have to be 21 to not have somebody else endorse you.
That's fair. There's also that
But then
one.
she doesn't have all of her legal autonomy depending on what country she's in.
Well, that's what I was saying, like, contextually for me, again, this is one of those things of going, yeah, sure, you living at home, as it were, is not at all more of a negative thing, obviously, in that sense, as it is here in the United States.
On the other hand, he does
Which is
have
really stupid, because
potentially more power over
in
you.
regards to the way our economy likes to function, and the way that our capitalism especially likes to function, if you guys can find multiple people to live with, especially if it's great if you all get along, like, damn, you guys can earn and save and basically have so much more money than the system actually wants you to have.
Right, it works out so much better. The idea that everyone has to have their own individual tiny space, otherwise they're not doing well enough, is really dumb, because it really suggests that essentially you should be financially stable and independent by the time you're 18, moving out of your parents' home, which is ridiculous. Not like independently wealthy, but independent as you don't need anyone else's financial support to get your own apartment, your own house, buying a house by the time you're 23, after you're out of college, while you're in college, etc., etc. It's just ridiculous. Anyway.
It's already done.
Well, that's good. Are we going to feed them too? Do they eat earth food? Are they going to be comfortable here? They really just swung on over here.
And they're going to eat food, and they're going to have explosive diarrhea for the next 4 days.
They're just going to be on the floor cramping and crying in the morning when I get out there. We ate human food and we're dying. We are dying. He's poisoned us. Treason, he's poisoned us.
Blah, blah, blah. That would be great.
Whoa. Whoa, all right.
Also, honestly, it's a world-building thing you really have to consider. Like, everybody loves making fun of it in War of the Worlds, but going, the only thing that defeated the aliens was a cold bug, was literally a virus.
A tiny virus.
A tiny virus. It wasn't the people, it was a virus. It's like, there's so many, basically, isekais that would stop in about 2 seconds.
When you try to eat their food or drink their water.
Or literally just breathe the air.
Like, I breathe the air, I touch someone, someone sneezes nearby.
You are actually a walking pseudo-virus factory all on your own.
And in fact, colonialism was more successful in viruses. Oh, wait, sorry. Grandpa grins before shutting the door. And I throw myself onto my bed in frustration. So manipulative. Afterwards, I hear them moving around just outside my door. Grandpa's showing Phoenix and Dylan to their rooms. Wait, we have a 4-room apartment?
Whoa. I'm sure if Rye had stayed, we'd suddenly have 5.
We suddenly have 5 rooms going. We have 3 guest rooms. We have 2 guest rooms in this apartment. Holy crap.
And also your room, and then a main room.
And his room.
And
a main room. So we have 4 rooms.
But if you have parents,
4 bedrooms,
too.
If they come and stay, maybe he's giving one of them the parents' room.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Anyway, that's a little bit wild. We live in a 4-bedroom apartment, at least.
Damn.
One on the left, one on the right. I'm in the middle of normally 2 empty bedrooms. You're right. Really? That's hilarious. I just want to see them trying to use the bathroom facilities in the morning and going, this is where you bathe and how you take care of yourselves hygienically. And you've got Dylan in there going, I don't have any of my combs. I don't have my brushes. I don't have my attendants. How am I supposed to do my own hair? Excuse me.
Excuse me. Attendants are there to do your hair for you.
Yes.
It is disgusting.
Why would you ever touch your own hair? It's there to look amazing and be cared for by others. All right. One on the left, one on the right. Are they going to sleep in their clothes and then wear the same thing in the morning? Are they going to sleep naked and fold or hang their clothes? And then I have to think about 2 naked men around me in their rooms? Oh, God.
Which is a thing you might not know socially about, but that's okay.
Great. How am I going to sleep with 2 hot dragon princes just next door?
I mean, as long as they don't make noise, you never know. One might go into the other one's room, and you might hear some.
You have no idea. Or they might just be loud all on their own. You never know. One of them might snore. Which, honestly, you shouldn't have social shaming for snoring, because it is something people cannot control without medical intervention or some kind of health intervention. But it can be really hard to sleep around nonetheless. So, if you snore, props, it's okay. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Don't choke. But other than that, no shame. All right. Hi. What you care about now is that they're hot.
Hi.
Oh my God, we have another room. What kind of a house do we live in? I know. Today is my 21st birthday, and I hate everything. Yay!
So, this has been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!